HPQ, how you doing, my darling?
Good morning. Good
Good
morning. Good
morning.
morning.
Good
How are you?
morning.
Good morning, Lady B. It's been a hot minute since we were all together, right?
It has indeed.
It
Yeah.
feels good. It feels like I'm back home.
We're all back home. Sharky's gone.
In
Binned.
it. Bye, sharks.
See you, Sharky.
Oh my
Oh my
goodness.
God. Well, first of all, I want to say good morning to you two ladies. Thank you so much for coming and stepping in for Sharky going away on holiday leave again.
Again.
Again. I'm telling you, my man travels just too much. Too much. It's
But you
not
know what?
fair.
If you can do it, why not?
Why
That's
not?
what I'm saying. If you
You
can
gotta
do it,
live
why
that
not?
life, mate. Live it. Live it. Live it.
Exactly.
Listen,
Every
all I
last
know
drop.
is oh my God, next week Monday is my birthday, turn
Yes.
55. It's the age I can technically retire. I can cash in on my
Yes.
personal pension and
Yes.
retire if I want to.
Yes. But you can't. Can you afford to?
Well, or I could marry Sharky, stay with him for a year, divorce him, take half his stuff, take half his stuff,
Wow.
and then I'll give
Oh
myself
my
a year.
God.
You know what I mean? It's a
I'm
whole
so
year
glad
of
this has
work.
been. I'm so glad this is being recorded. I am
Do you
so
know?
glad. This is the evidence
There's
I need to show
evidence.
Sharky.
Ooh.
Listen, I'm saying it out loud and proud.
Girl.
Marry Sharky for a year, divorce him, and take
Yo.
half his stuff. Half his stuff.
Way cheese on bread, man.
Look,
Take a little something on the side. You know, everything's nice.
well, I can't comment on that.
We can't
You-
comment, Lady B. No.
Like they say in House of Cards, you might think that, but I couldn't possibly comment. Yeah. Yeah.
No, seriously. Good morning, all. Good morning, MB, David J, Melly Mel, D Brown, and whoever else is in the chat. I can't see your chat, Lady B, so you're gonna have to read out who's
Yeah.
saying hello in the chat if anyone's there. But yes, we did wake up to the sad news last week that Fat Man Scoop had passed away, and it was devastating to watch the
Yes.
footage of him
Yeah.
collapsing on stage. And I heard you ladies talking this morning about videoing and things you want to see and don't see, but we are in the age of social media, and I think to some degree there are some things that are kind of like morbid. You know, the morbid curiosity amongst us will always take a look. It's a bit like when you're driving along the motorway and you can't understand why the traffic's so slow, and it's because everyone has slowed down in front to see an accident. Everyone wants to see what's going on, if someone's head's rolling on the floor or how bad the car is damaged. But unfortunately, we are human, and some of us want to see it. And the internet has laid it open for you to see whatever you want to see. May it be to do with pornography, death, fun. You can just get absolutely anything on the internet, and it's a good and bad thing. We wouldn't have known about George Floyd. We wouldn't have had those significant changes if that person did not stand there and video the whole gruesome, gory murder of George Floyd. You know,
Yes, that's what Dee was saying earlier on.
Yeah.
That, use your phone to record evidence where there's police brutality or where there's a celebration or, just something, but not...
Something positive.
Not somebody's sort of...
Demise or anything.
demise or even though George Floyd's thing was a demise, but he was being murdered in cold daylight. Do you know what I mean? So in that sense. But generally speaking, just... people need to use a little bit of sense when they're doing these things,
Unfortunately, not everyone's got a little bit of sense. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. Common sense doesn't prevail everybody.
It's not
And
common.
No, and I think everyone is just curious whether it's a good or a bad thing. People want to see it. It's a bit like when when any celebrity dies, may it be in an accident or a home, somebody wants to take a picture of the corpse and flash it out there on the internet. People want to see it. Newspapers are scrambling. How much money do newspapers make for a front page image of someone dead?
Yeah.
So it's not, whilst we want to sit there and say post good things, there are a whole selection of people that want to see it. I don't know why. You want to see someone's head on the other side of the road or no arm or what's left of them. It's beyond me. But there's a market out there, just as much as there is for smelly underwear, dirty socks.
Okay. You took it way straight. That was a bit extreme. What's going on?
Oh,
What's going on?
What are you
It
about to
was.
lunge into?
No, I'm not lunging into anything just yet. It's way too early. It's only 7:47. It's
Okay.
7:47. It's too
Keep the
early.
sucks to yourself then, girl.
Yeah, and your dirty underwear to boot.
You never know what we may come out with later.
But you know, when you talk about like the voyeurism, you know, when people have car
Yeah.
accidents and stuff, you know, on Saturday, 27 years for Princess Di.
I was thinking about that, you know.
27 years.
27
My
years.
daughter was 2. My daughter had just turned 2. 27 years, you know.
I'll never forget that day. I was in America. I
Never.
was at my cousin's house, and it was just all over the news. She woke me up 3 o'clock in the morning or something crazy, and we was just watching
Yeah.
it just unfold.
Yeah.
That was one of the saddest deaths, I think.
Yes, I
Um,
think so.
Yeah,
that
I was
had
out
that-
at a party at that time, and everything just stopped, you know, and we had to turn on the telly because nobody
Yeah.
believed it. You know,
Yeah.
It was crazy. That was, you know, people have died, you know, celebrities and people of status have died. But that one, it felt like it was your cousin or something. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It
Yeah.
felt like it was someone close to you, but 27 years.
She had the President Kennedy effect, whereby President Kennedy was loved by all people, not just white people. He was loved by black people, and all kind of races. And that was the same as Diana. She touched a lot of people from all over the world, and it was a significant mourning, you know, and it was a very, very, very sad loss. And you know, we're here now watching Harry and Meghan just be absolutely brutalized in the press.
Yeah.
And talking about just some other news, there was a scale that went out in terms of how the popularity scale in terms of the royal family. And you know, Meghan came second to last. She was just above. Prince Andrew was last. Thank gosh, Prince Andrew was last, because I wouldn't
but that
understand.
popularity scale, based on whose measurement? Is it based on the British? Because if it's based on British, they didn't ask the right people.
They never
one.
asked me.
Do you understand? They asked a selected cross-section that they want.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they know how they want it to play.
And it's not a wide cross section. Let's just make it
Exactly.
clear. It's
Exactly.
probably a high class, middle class selection of people
Exactly.
where, you know, Meghan
Yeah.
is not the favourite person there.
Yeah.
But yes, Prince Andrew is right at the bottom. Then it's Prince Harry, and then it's Meghan.
Oh, Meghan is even third from last. I'm
I wouldn't-
shocked.
I wouldn't be surprised. And you know, just before Deelite comes and plays a tune, I just want to just quickly say, I just lost my train of thought there and what I was just about to say. Yeah, there was a newspaper article about them saying time to give Prince Andrew a break.
What? Who gives a paedophile a break?
We haven't even started with him yet. That's the
Since
thing,
when
we
did that
not
start
start with
happening?
him yet.
Newspapers on side with the royals want to just make sure they bash Meghan and Harry, you know, bring up Prince Andrew's popularity and keep pushing down Meghan and Harry. They're doing a clear drive, but you know, we all
Yeah.
know who loves Meghan. We all know
Yeah.
who doesn't like Prince Andrew. There's not many of us.
Because over
Not
the
many.
weekend, it was about Harry and Meghan, about how Harry wants to get back in the royals and try and make peace with his brother and does it mean that Harry and Meghan are going to be splitting up? Just leave them be in it.
Whatever happens, happens.
Because basically what they're trying to say here is, unless Harry and Meghan split up, they will never accept Harry back. That's
Yeah.
the narrative. Why can't he make up with his family and still keep his wife?
Oh, I think he's just going to have to pay penance, even if they did divorce or whatever. She would be horrifically brutalised in the press if they divorced. It would just
Yeah.
be all her fault. I mean,
Oh,
they
yeah.
blame everything on her anyway.
Yeah,
Absolutely
well,
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, see it there.
You know, the only royals that hold hands and look like they're genuinely in love.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because William and what's her name aren't?
Exactly.
I
But
haven't
anyway,
seen them together for a long
Anyway.
time.
anyway. Well,
Yeah.
she's not well.
I've got to bitch a little bit about that because the reality is, yeah, look, Harry and Meghan get a lot of bad press.
Mhm.
So let's give William and what's her name bad press too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, you know
moving
what? The
swiftly
funny
on.
thing is, the
Yeah.
song I've got lined up. I'm gonna send this one out to Harry and Meghan.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, to
Right,
Harry and Meghan.
Take a listen.
I'm so in love with you. Whatever you want to do is alright by me.
Chat room, share the stream.
'Cause you make me feel so brand new. And I want to spend my whole life with you. Let me say, since we've been together, loving you forever, oh, is what I need. Let me be the one you come running to. I'll never be untrue. Let me say, let's stay together. Loving you whether times are good or bad, whether happy or sad.
Good morning, Sir Reds. How you doing, my darling? Love and blessings going out to you. Easy, Davy J.
Times are good or bad, whether happy or sad. Why some people break up, or then turn around and make up? Oh, I just can't see. Yeah. 'Cause you never do that to me.
Good morning, Fet 5000. How you doing, sis?
Baby,
I hope you're well.
around you is all I see.
Last time around, let's sing it together, man.
Oh, baby,
Come on.
yes, we ought to stay together. Loving you whether times are good or bad, whether happy or sad.
Let's just leave it like that because we're heading towards the break time. And I could play that song all day right to the very end. You know?
What a
Very
beautiful
smooth.
track.
Yeah, very smooth.
Yeah, man.
But listen, I want to talk about the other thing in the news that's just been breaking the internet since it was announced last week, and that is Oasis. The Oasis.
Oh, let's you know
Look.
Listen, I think we need to do that conversation after the break because that's going to
Yeah.
be more than 4 minutes.
It's going to
That's going to be more than a
right
4-minute
now.
conversation because that's something
man.
me while forgetting her. That's something me while forgetting her, you know. Oh.
I'm telling you. Well,
I nearly
anyway.
dropped out of my chair. I was cooking in the kitchen, and that news came up. I was like, right
Yeah?
after the yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that. I think we'll do that one. So let's just do a quick one before the break then, yeah. What I've found here, just scouring through the news.
Yeah.
So Brad Pitt goes public, right? Brad Pitt, 60, makes his red carpet debut with his girlfriend, Inez de Ramon, 34, at Wolves premiere, right? So he's 60, she's 34, right? Now, when I was 34, I wasn't looking at no grandpa, you know.
Money in my pocket and I just
Money,
can't get no
money, money.
love.
I wasn't looking for someone who was
It's a
drawing their
rich
pension,
man's
who's already
world.
getting their freedom pass at 34.
To that 34-year-old, at some point, Brad Pitt is going to have one foot in the grave, mate.
What?
It's going to have a
never mind-
wrinkly bottom. It's going to have
never
a
mind-
wrinkly bottom.
That's what I'm
Never
saying.
mind
She's going to be wiping the bum
HPQ,
bum. Do you know what I mean? When he can't do it no more.
Sharky DJ and taking half his stuff. This one will wait until he's got one foot in the grave and then bump him off with
That's
a
too long. Listen, all that's just too long. That's too enough. You know what I mean? If people have got cash and goods, you just marry them, right? A year. Give it a year. I'll give you a year. You know, and that's it. And then you just take half their
She
stuff.
she
Everyone
doesn't want
else is
half.
doing it.
She doesn't want half. She wants all of it.
She wants it owl.
Owl,
It's true.
yeah.
It's true. But my thing is, so all right, that's half. You might as well call half his age. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that means that I could go out with someone who's a teenager, become me a young girl still. You know what I'm saying? But
Or on
I'm
the
not
flip
going to be.
side, someone who's 80. Ugh.
I'm not going to be entertaining somebody whose thing's not even dropped yet. No, it don't make no sense.
But you know, when you get with them 80-year-olds, just think about it. Really, there's nothing you really have to do. You may have to just
No.
tickle. There's not much they can do at 80, really.
No.
You just have to read them a bedtime story. You know.
There's
What, make
some
them a Horlicks?
80-year-old men that are fairly virile, darling. I've seen them.
Oh, well, good on you. I've not been exposed to them
I've
just yet, but
No, I've not been with them, but I've seen them I've seen them out, and you think, what's this crusty old man doing right here? So,
All right, so
you know,
ladies, would you date somebody who's half your age?
never. I find it difficult to even think about somebody younger than me. 2 years.
there's a number of factors we could consider there.
Okay.
Okay.
I've dated someone before who was 7 years younger.
I
but it
thought he was going to
felt-
say 7. Lord, don't frighten me.
Oh please, I'm not. He was 7 years younger than me, but all his mannerisms and everything was way
Very
older than me.
different.
He was very old school.
Oh, really?
He was very, very old school. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's
For someone who was younger
unusual
than
to
me.
hear. Mm.
And it was like, okay.
No,
Okay.
no. For me personally, there's a threshold, and already I've not really dated younger men. I've always
I've
dated
never
older
dated a
men,
younger
and if
man.
I've dated a
Same.
younger man, it's just a couple of years difference, nothing
Mm.
special. But at this age now, if someone said date a 20-something-year-old, absolutely no way.
No.
For what reason?
Absolutely no way. Not even in their 30s, I don't think.
No.
I
Not
don't know.
even in their
I might try late 30s.
No.
Might try late 30s.
Just a little taste,
Just a
taste.
little,
Mi-
that's what I'm
mind
saying.
you-
Take it for a little test drive.
Mind you, it's not that they don't try it on. They do try it on. I just say, look, I'm old enough to be your mother, mate. Go on, skedaddle. Yeah.
Listen, we're going to go up to an ad break. With that, I'm not even asking the men would they date anyone younger, because that's
No,
just a
there's no
normal
point,
trait.
yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
normal trait. Listen, guys, we'll be back after this. Delight's
We'll
going to
just
come
leave
out
it
with
like
some
that
music.
because I will play that right to the very drop.
Listen,
That
I had to
was
put my
amazing.
I had to put my mic on mute because I was
I
singing.
was so glad
was
you did.
loud.
I'm
I was,
so glad.
and I wasn't sure you would get the words right neither. HPQ.
No, do you know something? After that party, and I was like, this is disgusting. I don't know the words.
I know,
So I
we
went
know
and learnt
this.
them. I played the track like good 5-10 times and learnt the
Yeah.
words. So you heard me like, lip
You done all
syncing
right
there.
just then, yeah. So I'm
Yeah,
proud
you
of you,
did.
HPQ.
Mhm.
Well done.
Do you know what? That reminds me, we should really do a lip sync battle. That would be
I'm
absolutely
planning
brilliant.
something for next year.
Yeah.
Okay,
Watch this
all right,
space.
I'm in. Yeah.
I'm in.
Watch this
I want a lip sync battle, man. That'd be good fun. Absolutely good
Yeah.
fun.
But
But yes, people, get your tickets for Oasis. They are on sale if you could get a hold of one. Only if you could get a hold of one. But yeah, it'll be a good party to go to, definitely. Now, one of the things I wanted to talk about was last week was the Notting Hill Carnival was on last week, Bank Holiday Monday. Now, before we talk about the bad things that happened there, I just want to talk about the good things. I've been going... Hello, Willow. Good morning. Going carnival for so many years. I hadn't been for 4 years. And I decided like 2 or 3 weeks beforehand, I'm playing costume. And what a ball I had. Brought along Sharky DJ. He wants to play in costume next year as well. It'd be good to see him in a thong, right?
Lord, no. Keep that to yourself.
Sharky wants to play in a thong. Don't tell no one. No, I'm joking. He doesn't.
How you do the man so bad? How are you doing a man
Yeah,
so
really.
bad today?
Listen, evidence, evidence.
No, he played in the male costume. He had an absolute ball. But one of the things I do want to say is that our float had to end at 5:30 because the driver could only do apparently this taco or whatever it is where they can only
Tachograph.
where they can only work a certain amount of time, and he was over the time, so the band shut down at 5:30 at the top of Ladbroke Grove, and obviously we had to walk through the crowds, through the sound systems, and it was carnage. I'm not joking. Sharky wrapped his arms around me like this, and you shuffled a few feet in front, and there was people all around, and I got into a little bit of a panic attack, I must say. Few tears as well. It was that bad. I just couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel, and for me, it marred the beautiful experience I had at the end. And word on the street, and this conversation comes up every year that Carnival is on. Do sound systems have a role in Carnival? Should sound systems still be on the road, and should it be just Carnival? So I thought you was coming in with a tune there, or was it just
Sorry.
playing?
Yeah. Go on.
Yeah.
Well, in my opinion, I'm not so sure. I mean, you can have your static sound systems. You know, people go to several corners and have but they don't need to be moving with the floats. They don't need to be moving with the bands. They really don't, because it's just overcrowded and it's packed. Back in the day,
sound
we didn't
system
have that.
is part of the carnival culture. So when it first started back in the late 50s, early 60s, it was about, exercising those sound systems. So that is part of the culture, but I just don't know how many there are on the actual
There's
routes.
too many.
I'm not sure.
So there's sound systems are static, Lady B, by the way, but they are kind of spotted along some of the routes, which means that there's congestion at certain points when bands are trying to get through. I mean, we stood at the start. We're leaving at 11 o'clock. 12:30, we're still there, raring to wait to go down Kensal Rise. We haven't reached yet. And the amount of stops that we have to do because of people, the backflow of the sound systems, or the fact that they've shut a lot of the streets off, so everyone's congested into these small streets. It's just not working. Now, sound systems have grown up alongside Carnival, especially in Notting Hill. They are definitively part of Carnival, and it would leave a bad taste, I think, if people were to say move sound systems, because I think a good majority of the people come to Carnival for that. But that's the problem, right? Carnival and sound system probably should have been separated. We are the only country that has sound systems on the route. If you go to the Caribbean, it just doesn't happen there. They are completely outside of the route and separate from the Carnival. But as I said, we've got a number of problems affecting us there. Routes, population, growth of Carnival, and the mass bands, the people that do pay the money to come on the road to entertain, are not getting around that route and not getting value for money because of that. So then the next steps and the next talks are, what happens? Does it move to Hyde Park? Would it be such a bad idea if the whole of Carnival moved to Hyde Park? Would it? We're taking away the authenticity of it being on the streets and where it's been for so many years. But if it's outgrowing a place, you do have to evolve. Whether it's not in a Carnival that takes us there for the next steps, or whether it's people, I don't know. It's conversations to be had. I don't know what the right answer is. I'm a sound system fan as well as a carnivalist, a staunch carnivalist as well. So, we'll leave it to the hands of the good people and the general public to just kind of make their thoughts known and see what
But in
happens.
Hyde Park,
Hyde
for
Park
me,
is more
that's
enclosed.
like congestion charge right there. Who wants to be, because even bank holidays, you've got to pay congestion charge, haven't you? So that would like dwindle a lot of people. But I suppose they jump on, park out and then jump on public transport. But it's not going to have the same vibe, because that's what
At
happened in
all.
Birmingham. Birmingham used to be on the streets and whatever.
Yeah.
Then it went to a massive park. Then they put it to a smaller park, which it didn't have the vibe. There was just no vibe, and now there's no carnival at all.
Yeah, and I think the problem is cost. We're seeing a lot of there was over 30 something carnivals in the UK, and I'm sure we're down to about 20. So the funding for Carnival and the costs of Carnival are just outweighing putting them on. There's been definitely a decreased presence in the amount of bands that were on the road this year due to the costs of getting a truck out there, whether people are buying these costumes. I mean, my costume cost £410.
Yeah, they do cost.
And if you have those backpacks, so you look to the side, the backpack, that would have cost me £680 if I wanted that backpack on my back, that heavy thing. That's not worth the money. So, you do pay a lot of money to take part. And when I take part, I want to get round the route.
Yeah.
I'm not just a normal person rocking up and listening to some free sound system. I've paid money to be on the road to entertain you. Let me get round the route. So that's my bugbear as a masquerader on the road and paying money in Carnival.
I feel that.
But on the other side of Carnival, and what I want to quickly touch upon is the 2 deaths. Now, one of them is linked to Carnival, even though it's not part of Carnival, but to make up the bad statistics, just chuck it in there. So we had a death of a chef, and the lady that got stabbed with her 3-year-old, she died in hospital, unfortunately. There's different reports going on about what she was involved with. Others say she was trying to intervene in a fight. Another said that somebody pushed over her daughter, so she kind of had a go at the guy and she got stabbed. So whatever the case is, it's really sad news. Never want to hear of any deaths in Carnival, let alone any stabbings.
We don't hear about stabbings, period, whether Carnival or not,
There's too much going on in our community already.
Too much,
is
exactly.
way too much.
So now, this little 3-year-old now has got no mother, and all she was trying to do is protect her daughter because, the baby got pushed over. And she was like, just take time. And, the man pulled out a zombie knife, and took her life. She fought for a week, 6 days, and she passed the early hours of Saturday morning.
May she rest
And it's so
in-
sad, it's so
May she
sad.
rest
So,
in peace, yeah.
condolences to the family of Cher, you know what I mean? Condolences to her child and all the friends. My daughter was a friend of hers as well. So, my daughter's feeling, on Saturday, my daughter, she was a mess, absolute mess,
Yes.
So I know it's affected a lot of people, whether you knew her or not.
It's just a big blight on the whole thing.
This is what the media wants. They want to hear these things and just make it so bad. Like, this is an excuse to turn off Carnival now. We're not having Carnival because of these murders and stabbings. But you go to Glastonbury, people dead at Glastonbury.
Well, there was a guy, and I'll see if I can try and pull the article maybe a bit later on, that did an analysis of Notting Hill Carnival and Glastonbury.
Yeah, I saw that. Mm-hmm.
And first of all, for Notting Hill Carnival, one thing that you've got to know is that the press are waiting. The first thing the press asks for, and they have live updates as well from the control room, is the statistics on the violence. And the worst thing is that the police report it immediately to the press. That's the only event where they do that. So as soon as Carnival's finished, this is the number of arrests, this is the number of stabbings, and that's what the press report on first and foremost before anything else. And then maybe some of them start talking about Carnival and have pictures of what's going on. So it's already, you're having a negative view on Carnival because that's the first things that are coming out in the news, apart from anything else, what's going on in there. And I'd hope that the Carnival organisers were trying to kind of put a stopper on that or slow it down of bad news coming out before good news about Carnival. When you think about the population, when you think about the numbers, and when you think about the size of Carnival, in fact, the statistics of the offences is, by comparison to Glastonbury, is minor and very much smaller.
Exactly, because over the 2-day period, you got millions, not thousands, millions of people passing through.
Yeah.
And if there's 35 fights or 35 arrests out of 2.5-3 million people, that's nothing.
It is, but you know that this is the media modus operandi, if you like, to exacerbate and to emphasize and magnify anything negative that's going on in the black community. That's just the way it is.
Well, I 100% agree with you there. And that brings me on to the next thing that I wanted to discuss, that I never brought it up about maybe 2 months ago now in the Breakfast Flight Show. Now, I remember on TikTok that people were showing pictures of this is me and this is my black job. And I'm thinking, what's this all about? Why is this all coming out in the press? Well, Trump with his big mouth decided to say, that the immigrants are coming in and taking all the black jobs away. And so people obviously went a bit crazy on social media. It's like, what are these black jobs exactly? Yeah, what is it these immigrants are taking away? Whenever has there been a definition of a black job? So Trump seems to think that black people just do all the lowest of the lowest
menial
jobs,
jobs,
the
yeah.
menial jobs, and the immigrants are coming and taking those jobs. Not that we can be doctors and scientists and neurosurgeons and amongst other things. You know, Trump needs a big education. He really does. He needs some more black people around him. He really does. Hello.
Definitely.
Good morning, Martin Winter. Good morning. And with
Mr.
that,
IY.
Hello,
darling.
Martin.
I'm going to go refresh with another cup of mint tea. Deelite, let's play a couple of tracks and we'll be back with some more news after this. We've got lots more to talk about this morning.
Still, yeah. Anytime we hit September, me get frightened, you know. Frightened. Because I'm like, nah, that means once my son's birthday's in December, a bag of money me have to go spend. I don't care about Christmas. You know, but it's like winter is coming. You know, autumn.
Winter
We
is
didn't even have a
coming.
summer because autumn started from early August. Do you know what I'm saying?
We didn't have
I
too
think
much of
we've
a
had
bad...
a good summer, actually,
Nah,
It was quite
dry.
nice.
weather-wise.
I haven't even got out all my garden furniture this year because
Really?
you get 2 days of sun and then you say, all right, on the third day,
Some rain.
I take out everything and it's rain and all the breeze is going to blow it down.
It's
Man,
been
so-
fairly warm, but I got to say good morning to Breaking Artists and to DGC. Good morning, welcome to the show.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning. But you know what? You know, I mean, I love September because I'm a Virgo. It's my birthday month. But the things I don't like about September, I like to sit downstairs. I like to have my door open all day, sometimes in the night. And dragonflies.
It's September, yeah.
Dragonflies.
Yeah.
It's the dragonfly month, people. You can't leave your window open or your doors open at night time. They spot a light, that's it. And those dragonflies, they're not like flies. Flies will just fly in one space and hit somewhere. Dragonflies are just like, they're everywhere. And I was sitting down doing some crafting last night, at the back door open, and my son's like, why you got the back door open? I was like, no, I like some air. 2 dragonflies, one came in, hit that. The other was in my hair, tangle up in my hair.
Okay.
But
I
you've
wanted
got
to
those
cry.
electric bats. Though.
Yeah, I felt like I was hitting the bat on my head, you know, trying to get this, trying to get rid of this dragonfly out. You know, these curly things that get tangled up. I nearly cried. I went and shut that door. I thought every night now, that's it. No way, no more dragonflies. Nope.
You know, my children, when they were younger, I think they're still a bit, not so bad now, but when they were younger, they see the dragonflies petrified, you know, petrified. Me being the good mother that I am, you know, I said, I'll get rid of it for you. So I just go, jumps, and put it in my hand. And then I'll chase them around the house. And they would scream. They would scream, they scream. And I said, Mum, how can you hold it? It's nothing. Just hold them and just fling them out a road, innit? But it's the spiders. It's spider season as well, September. So if you don't like spiders in your house, I know they're good for your plants, yeah, but if you don't like spiders in your house, get some conkers and place around your skirting boards, all right? Also, there's a lemon spray that they don't like, all right? Voila, let me show you.
She's actually got it. She don't like spiders, people. She don't like
Spiders
it.
don't bother me. I don't care because I'll pick them up and it doesn't bother me. This lemon spray here, oh, you can't really see it. This lemon spray here, spray that around your skirting boards. The spiders don't like it.
Okay,
Them
hint
not
there.
like it.
I mean, I'm not afraid of spiders. I used to have an outhouse at my last place, and it was spiders. It was spiders' world. Spiders were always coming in, and I just
scared
got
of
used to them
spiders.
after a while.
I can't do spiders. I can't do creepy crawlies. I can't do rodents. I can't do any of that. If I
Wow.
see a spider, I have to kill it before I go to bed. Because
But you know
it's
what makes me
it's
laugh is-
them or me. Yeah.
People said they get the vacuum cleaner and take up the spider, but it will just crawl right back out.
It
so
crawls
don't
right
make no
back out.
sense.
You have to dead it.
You have to de-leg it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, God.
Chop it across its torso.
You have to.
Oh.
You have to. You have to.
Oh, you
It
know
will
when you
bite
take
you
a-
in your sleep.
Oh, you know when you take a few legs off by accident, you know, you don't quite kill it, and a couple of the legs are just hanging off.
No,
you
I don't
know.
want it to suffer. Just mash it up one time, let it go.
Oh gosh, you guys don't love nature, do you? Don't love nature
I love
at
nature.
all.
I just don't like creepy crawlies. Yeah.
Well, anyway, much like creepy crawlies, what I don't love it sometimes is, apart from my own, is young kids, especially unruly ones, right?
Yes.
And especially if you take them somewhere, they decide to cause an accident, right? And there was a young boy. He went to a museum in Israel and he accidentally smashed a 3,500-year-old jar on the visit. Now, this jar dates back to the Bronze Age between 2,200 and 1,500 BC and had been displayed at a museum in Israel for 35 years before this 4-year-old knocked it over. This was on Friday. Now, it was on display near the entrance to the museum, and it was without glass because the museum administrators believed that there was a special charm in displaying archaeological finds without obstructions. Now then, this little boy, being the 4-year-old that he is, kind of slightly pulled the jar because he was curious about what was inside, causing it to completely topple over and smash on the floor. Now, what would you do if your parents standing there and you've gone to a museum and there's an archaeological find and he smashed it? Have your children ever smashed anything of value or caused any kind of embarrassment to you whilst you've been out?
First and foremost, I'd take my child and run and then give him a good slap when we get home. That's what I'd
CCTV,
do.
baby.
Well, do you know what? On the basis of that story, the museum actually wasn't angry and they've actually invited the boy back to come to the museum. They appreciate the fact that accidents do happen. It was unfortunate. They're still not going to put any glass around it, and they've got curators trying to piece it back together to put back on display. So that was a nice gesture of the museum, not to go absolutely crazy and try and jail the parents or try and slice the boy's hands off or something crazy like what most people would ask for. But have your children ever caused you any kind of...
No.
Lady, like, no way, not my kids, no.
She
I've
tried
got
it one
three of
time.
them. I've got 3 of them, but I
Yeah.
can't really say that
No.
they've embarrassed me like that.
No.
Road. No.
She,
But
she
my
tried
younger...
it one time,
Mm?
and that one time was the last time.
Okay.
Do you know, it's so funny. God, I was watching a film yesterday, and I've got to talk about some films that you guys have got to watch as well. But I was watching a film yesterday called Deliverance. It has got Glenn Close in it, like you've never seen it before. Very old.
It's popped up. It's horror, isn't it?
It's a horror movie.
I can't
didn't
watch that.
Do
I
horror.
didn't actually finish watching it, and it was centered around, now believe it or not, because in a horror movie you always see the black people running away or dead first, right? But it's centered around a family of black people who are in this house that's possessed by some kind of satanic somebody. But in the first part of the movie, this mother, she's a rough black mother, and the way she disciplines her kids is by shouting or slapping. And right in the beginning of the film, it kind of depicted some black families way back in the day. The boy said something out of order. The mum just gave him one big backhand.
Yes.
One backhand that just stopped him dead in his tracks. And I kind of feel like, you know, even though we're not supposed to hit our children or slap them or do anything, I feel like there's an element of discipline that's missing, that's gone away, and our kids are something else because of that, and slightly unruly. Now, in certain black families, we still abide by the rule, and you know, we sometimes rule with our eyes. Just our eyes can say it. That our eyes are that tump. That's what's replaced it. You know, don't mess with that. But you know, we're in an age now where we don't discipline our kids. We're fearful of disciplining our kids, and our kids have got no kind of upstanding for any kind of adult
No
out
manners.
there. No, lazy.
No authority. Hence why there's all these stabbings and muggings and stuff going. You know,
Nobody's
keep
reining them
happening
in.
every day. I know you're talking about a film, but in reality,
In real life, nobody's reining the. And I'm not talking about the generation coming behind us. It's the ones after them. Those, they look.
The generation.
If I say to a child, "I'll smack you right now," they're going to take that to school, and I could be done for that
Yeah,
because that's threatening.
inciting violence.
Oh. Do you know how many fathers have gone to jail for smacking their children?
Oh yeah, we
in
know.
this UK?
We know. Or parents that have gone to jail for doing
all
some
our
kind of
parents
harm.
would have been locked up long
Oh,
time.
my
you
parents
know,
would have
if-
been they would have thrown away the key.
Our generation, and definitively our parents and parents' parents Yeah,
There'd be no
would have been
room.
jailed.
There'd be no room in the jailhouse. Then, do you know what I'm
There's
saying?
no room already.
Right, because they're saying about sending them a foreign, innit? Sending the prisoners to somewhere.
Send them
I
to
couldn't even
Rwanda.
remember.
Or on a boat. They're
After all that
building
money
a.
that they spent.
It was
Well,
somewhere.
they-
It was somewhere in Europe. I read that they're going to send them to Estonia. That was it. I think. It
Eh?
was. Yeah.
Eastern
So the
Europe.
jails. Yeah, I think it was Estonia because the jails in the UK are just a ram jam, super jam. So yeah, Estonia.
Yeah, and it's almost like people are just going to be saying, well, if the jails are full and I do this petty crime, I'm not going to go to jail, am I? I may as well. The jails, there's like 100 places left, and the government's carrying on like, oh, it's okay, we've got a handle on it. No, you haven't actually. Yeah, you haven't. And it's not a fault of the Labour. I'm not going to blame Labour at all. It's a fault of the previous governments. Jailing people for having sex with lags. You know, this is the comment that I had with Sharky. You know, yes,
that
it's an
up
offence,
again.
but yeah, I know. I'm always going to bring it up as just an example. But jailing people for simple-ish offences, I just think it needs to stop. We need to have a proper rethink of the justice system. But before we go into all of that talk, we've had a long chat now. Deelite, let's bring in a track or two, and we'll come back with some more after this.
All right.
And Lady B.
Yeah, man. But you know what? I love talking with you, ladies. It's so much fun. Honestly,
It is.
I just value you and your opinions, man. Seriously, lovely, lovely morning. You see, I started the morning feeling like I want to drop on the ground. Still do, but you guys have just lifted up my spirits.
Oh, don't worry. I'll try and bring it back down before the end of the show. You know,
No,
with some
no.
videos I got.
You keep them cheesy socks on that tag, whatever. You keep that to yourself, yeah.
When I come back, I will talk about some of these TikTok videos and mukbang, if you've ever heard of that. Come back to you and talk about mukbang.
All right, thank you very much. I want to say good morning going out to Spice Nice. Good morning, my darling. Love and blessings going out to you. Talking of spirits,
All people
I just happen to have this song lined up
we are dealing with.
called Spirit, innit?
You wanna follow me now? Hear this.
Fancy playing a bit of reggae this morning.
Now we calling all the people, make we live loving. Now we calling all the people, make we live loving. And now we calling all the people, make we live loving. Yes, we calling all the people, make we live loving. Now the spirit in me is moving just like a magnet. Everybody sing and dance now. This spirit in me is moving just like a magnet. Everybody come now. Yes, it's moving here, it's moving there. Yes, it's moving all over the atmosphere. And now the spirit in me is moving just like a magnet. Everybody jump and sing now. Jump around and ball out. Spirit, knock tambourine and ball out. Spirit, drop in the dirt and ball out. Spirit, if you're in a church, you feel ball out. Spirit, spirit in me is moving just like a magnet. Everybody come sing now. Spirit in me is moving just like a magnet. Everybody come now. It's moving here, it's moving there, but yet it's moving all over the atmosphere. Yet the spirit in me is moving just like a magnet. Everybody come sing now. Amen. Everybody sing amen. 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 Everybody listen up and them a go like them rougher than God. Send up and them a go like them tougher than God. But God make man, me say man make money. No evil do I can't come over to me. Because me guide and protect by the Almighty. Anywhere that me go, me have to praise him. You see, me say the spirit in me is moving just like a magnet. Everybody dance and sing it now. It in me is moving just like a magnet. Everybody come sing now. Moving here, it's moving there. Yes, it's moving all over the atmosphere. Yes, the spirit in me is moving just like a magnet. Everybody come down now, jump around and ball out. Spirit, get in a spirit and ball out. Spirit, roll in a dirt and ball out.
He was talking about September
Chuffy ball
and the
out,
weather changes. Now look outside.
ball out. Spirit,
It is raining.
and ball out. Spirit,
And it's supposed to rain for the whole week.
hallelujah.
Come on, man.
Amen.
I need to move out of the country. Anyone want to start a GoFundMe?
Amen.
I'll go Portugal. That's not far. If you want to start a GoFundMe, yeah, man. I'll go to Portugal. Kids are grown now. I can leave them. I'm just saying.
Amen. Amen. Listen me now. Now be careful on your ride and be careful on your jet. Cause anything you do, you need job by your side. Spirit
Now, a
in
moment ago, we were talking about spiders,
magnet.
and I spoke about my magic potion that tries to keep them at bay, the spray. And Marie Dimples says she wanted to know, so I've had to send her a photograph of the spray, right? So if you didn't catch it, because you can't really see it on the screen, it's called Fabulosa all-in-one disinfectant spray. You can use it on hard and soft surfaces. Now this is the lemon sherbet flavour scent. All right, buy it in Aldi's, buy it in B&M. Keep them eight-legged freaks from your front room, from your bedroom. I'm just saying.
Good tip there. Good tip there. So buy your lemon scent, people.
Yes.
Keep lemons round. Just have dried lemons round, or just block your gaps.
And
right?
conkers as well. I don't know what conkers do, but conkers are supposed to help. So we have a couple of them stored behind the sofa and thing. Yeah, man.
Oh my gosh. Well, the other thing I wanted to talk about before I talk about mukbang videos, I want to download a specific video, so we'll do that towards the end of the show. But one thing I want to talk about is last week, or I think it was the week before, Jermaine Jenis was sacked by the BBC for behaviours untowards. Yeah, so he was on the One Show, and I think he was host on some kind of football pundit as well. And he was obviously sending some flirty text messages to other people in the show. Now, they reported it, and the BBC investigated, and he was swiftly sacked. Now, I need to just work this out for a second. Now, I'm by no means belittling what he's done or how the other person felt. But number one, for him to send a message to someone, you have to give someone's phone number, right? You have to agree that you're going to give a number or talk. So whoever you gave your number to, whoever accepted it, even by talking, you knew that the guy's married, number one. You knew that you're undertaking speaking to Jermaine Jenis, number two. Now, number three, we don't know whether he was grooming her, told her, my marriage is in trouble, I'm not really married, blah, 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 all those kind of things that Mel say. So, we can't really say too much on that. But he sent some flirty text messages, and I think that was it. And the BBC just sacked him, airbrushed him out, cancelled his contract, no 3 months investigation whilst you're still getting paid like Hugh Edwards. But he was swiftly taken care of. Now, the BBC have been plagued by all sorts of things that have been going on that they haven't prosecuted people for. Jimmy Savile, Strictly Come Dancing, as is all up in the air with their dancers bullying the dancers that come on. Now we've got Jermaine Jenis. Gary Lineker's always in the press for him trying to have freedom of speech against what the BBC want. And I just want to know why they acted so swiftly against Jermaine Jenis, and they didn't towards any other star or person that's been performing. Why they acted swiftly against him and nobody else have they done that to? There's always been this lengthy investigation.
That's right, Lady B. You see, it's the hue. It's the hue, because I don't understand that. Because we didn't even hear about it prior. All we just heard is my man sacked because of something he's done. Right?
And when you say Hugh, it's, pardon the pun, because Hugh Edwards, that nonce, he was at it, and they still were paying him big monies whilst they were doing
and a pay rise.
And they gave him a pay rise, and it wasn't until someone else outed him. It's because somebody else outed him that all this came to light.
In fact, it wasn't somebody else that outed him. It was the same people. They had written a letter to the BBC months earlier talking about behaviours from Hugh Edwards because they found messages on their son's phone. They reported it to the BBC. The BBC dragged their legs, did nothing. I think they went twice to the BBC. When the BBC refused to do anything, they went to the press. And it was when the press contacted the BBC that the BBC decided that they were going to do something about it and start investigating.
Started knee-jerking. Basically.
So why with Jermaine then, well, as far as I don't know, I can't quote, he's not a paedophile. He's sending sexual texts, but yet he managed to get his P45 in an instant. But these people that have been in the BBC working behind closed doors for how long and abusing people sexually, right?
Abusing children.
Right, children. Yeah, so how come? Yeah. But as I said, you know what? But Jermaine's got a new job now, so congratulations to him.
So just touching upon that, when it was the Olympics, we had a couple of scandals. We had Reagan. Oh my
Let's not
God.
go there.
We had Reagan. Then we had the male, female boxers. All of that were winning. And the other thing was there was a Dutch athlete. and he had been to prison for grooming
Oh,
and trying to
yes.
sexually assault a young person.
Yes.
He travelled to the UK and sent a lot of these messages with intent to sleep with this young person and got caught, went to jail, and then some years later, he said he did this in his late teens, early 20s. Now he's in his 30s. He was allowed to compete at the Olympics, which I find incredulous. You know, there are certain acts of crime that I think that you should be paying to high heaven. You're not a paedophile and then you're healed. If you like young people, you like young people. I've never heard of a paedophile suddenly saying that they don't like young people anymore because they've been to prison, or that they're now married and have kids. It's within you. It's a deep, deprived act that's there that needs more than prison to rectify. And so him saying he's a family man, he's married, he's changed, he's been to prison, it's something he's done when he's younger, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. He shouldn't have been allowed to compete.
It's
But they
funny
should be
because
vetting them, shouldn't they?
it's because in the Olympics before this year he wasn't allowed to compete. He was allowed to compete in Paris, but when you dig into sexual behaviour in France, almost anything goes. You know.
Around the world, my darling, around the world.
Oh, no, but almost anything. They don't. I don't know that they frown on paedophilia the same way as we do. I don't know that. I mean, look at Macron and his wife.
It's a hard subject because paedophilia is something that makes money. That and what do they call it? Kidnapping.
Yeah.
What do they call it? That women's when they kidnap women. I can't remember the term for it now. It's gone. It's gone. Trafficking.
Trafficking.
Okay.
Oh,
Trafficking.
They traffic humans, not just women.
Yeah, children,
Human
humans,
trafficking.
organs
Yeah.
as well. It's big money.
Mhm.
We live in a very nasty world,
Very nasty.
and we're coming on up to the ad break shortly, and I kind of want to do a film review which talks about trafficking, an African film, South African film. I think it's South African. No, it wasn't South African. A film that I watched which talks about trafficking, and we'll talk about that shortly. It's a very deep film. Two movies I saw actually, but I'm gonna play the ad break because we've got 3 minutes to 9 o'clock. Deelite will come back, play a few tracks, and then we'll talk the last hour with some movies and the rest of the stuff that I've got for the news. I hope you guys have been enjoying. Good morning to everybody on Mixcloud, anybody that we've missed out. Good morning to you all. Hope you guys are enjoying with Deelite, guest host Lady B, and myself, HPQ. Back shortly.
And there we have it, ladies.
Oh, what did happen to Sherelle? What happened to her?
Me asking, that's what me
Well,
asked you.
she's still about. She still performs.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was googling it just as you were talking.
Okay.
Yeah, I was. She's still about. She's got a thriving Instagram page. You know, she's doing her thing.
Oh, well, you know, like some of them, you know, they're still going on in the background,
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
these little small theatre shows, you know.
Yeah,
She's
they're
still
doing
there.
their thing. Yeah, yeah. I gotta say though, last week somebody sent me a message. You know, one of these WhatsApp messages to say that Stevie Wonder had died.
Oh,
Now, I thought that was a bit odd because I thought, come on, BBC would have catched that before anybody else. So I went googling. And when I went googling, there is a particular YouTube page that did post that, and it's still on there now. But nobody else has posted anything about Stevie Wonder passing away.
You
Nobody.
see.
so it's
So
fake.
it's a hoax. Yeah.
So last week there was one for Gladys Knight, and I was like, eh? When I saw her in concert in June, she was living
It was
life
right as
large.
rain. Yeah. Yeah.
These people want to kill off the people. Leave them alone.
I
Leave
don't
them
know what
alone.
the hell they think they're on, honestly. Yeah.
Anyway, I just want to say good morning to Sugar Sweet and Happy People Promotions. Sakafet, good morning, A-lister on HPQ's Mixcloud channel. Now, I really wanted to speak about my film reviews because, you know, I like watching these Netflix or Amazon movies, like trying to find obscure films to talk about. Earlier on, I spoke about Deliverance, a horror movie based around a black family, which is quite different, actually. Glenn Close, actually, she plays a very good role in the movie as well, but she looks so old now. It's scary getting old. But one of the three films I kind of want to quickly talk about. One of these is called The Accidente. I think it's like a Spanish, Mexican movie. It's dubbed over, but a very, very good storyline. Now, the movie centers around a father. He's in the middle of trying to create this £40 million deal, and he is having a party for his children, and some other children have been invited, and an accident happens. In a splinter of a second, an accident happens and kills three of the children. And the series goes on about the aftermath, the blame, who blames who, the double crossing, the backstabbings. There's like 10 episodes. Very, very. If you can forgive the dubbing of some of the voices, it's a very, very good movie to watch. Shows how when people have got money and power, and what they do to the little people. And the people that don't have money and power. But it's a very good movie, and I urge you guys to watch it. This is all on Netflix. These are Netflix movie recommendations. It's called The Accidente.
Oh, okay. I did see that yesterday, but I started to watch Savage Beauty on your recommendation.
Oh,
yours
yes.
and Sharky's recommendation.
Yes.
I gotta
was
say,
watching that
Savage
yesterday.
Beauty, I've watched it. It's a remake of something I've seen before, so I wasn't entirely impressed.
Well, I like the fact that you saw so many well-dressed people on screen.
Yeah.
A lot
Right,
of those,
at the
a lot of those
affluent
South African things
sides.
are like,
Yeah,
a lot of
it
those South African
was-
shows are like that.
They had some very
Yeah.
good fashions on there. It was absolutely excellent. I thought it was a very good storyline. I mean, I hadn't seen a movie
It was
like
a
that
good
before.
storyline, but
Yeah.
I've seen that's a remake of something else that I've seen. So
Okay.
an African thing that I've seen actually.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, another film that I saw, I'm into some African films at the moment. Olature, forgive me if I pronounce it wrong. It's a Nigerian movie, spelled Oloture. Forgive me, Lady B, if I'm not pronouncing it correctly.
Olature, yeah.
Yeah. So it's about trafficking. It's about
Yes.
a reporter. She goes undercover to try and uncover these trafficking agents, and she gets caught up in it.
Yeah.
And then that's the film. And then there's called Olature's Journey, which is a little mini series about what happens to her afterwards. Very powerful movie. It's heart wrenching about the
Yeah.
things that are just happening. And it's hard when you are poor and you don't have money. What you actually have to subject yourself to, and that's sex working.
Yeah.
Especially for some of these women here.
Yeah.
So please try and watch Olature and Olature The Journey on Netflix. That's a really good movie watch. And the last film that I kind of want to recommend is Can You See Us? I think it's a Zambian film in 2022 about a lad. His father rejected him at birth because he's an albino. Based on a
I've
very
seen
true
that,
story.
actually. Yes.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Based on a true story, and he becomes a musician, and it just talks about his trials and tribulations throughout his whole life. And again, I watched that movie and cried my eyes out, and especially at the end, because there's a happy ending, I would say. I'm not going to spoil the film, but please, those three films, The Accidente, Olature and Olature The Journey, and Can You See Us? 3 films recommended by HPQ. Please try and watch.
Okay.
Can I
thank
just
you.
say one film that I watched
course you can.
yesterday? Also on Netflix, Reptile. It's got Justin Timberlake in it. Got your fancy man in there.
Oh, she's gonna watch that then.
I actually started watching it yesterday, but I was
Good
doing
movie.
crafting and I just stopped looking.
good movie.
It looked a bit weird. I couldn't get
Yes,
into it.
it looks a bit weird, but when you follow the storyline to the end, you'll be glad you did.
Okay,
Yeah,
so one
yeah.
to watch. I will
Yeah.
watch that movie. The Reptile with Justin
Yes.
Timberlake. I love
Yes.
him. I just love him.
I think
Got
we
love
knew
in
that
that
because you said
movie.
that earlier this morning, and you said it with such a lovely smile on your face.
Yeah, you did.
I do, I still
it was
do. I
a bit
saw it-
much.
To be quite honest with you, that's the whole reason why I started watching The Reptile. I thought, oh, Justin Timberlake's in it. Oh my God, watch a bit of this.
And he's a very good actor, by the way.
He's a good-looking boy, isn't he?
No, I don't see that, but he's a very good actor.
He used to be. He
No.
used to be.
He
Married
he
life has
he
aged him.
He looks like a southern redneck old man now.
I think he's a bit of a drinker. I think that's why he's
Is he?
aging.
Yeah, remember he
yeah.
got arrested for that not too long ago, isn't it?
Yeah, he's been a bit drunk and disorderly.
People
But
problems.
if I was to touch over into the wild white side, Ryan Reynolds, Justin Timberlake, definitely, I'd go there.
You know
Matthew
what?
McConaughey does it for me.
Do you know it's his southern drawl?
I know.
It's his southern drawl. That's what does it for me with Ryan.
I
Yeah.
know. Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
You know, but you're right with Ryan Reynolds. When I went to see Deadpool.
Yeah.
I never really noticed him before, but there was something about him. I thought he's got that kind of sex appeal, something going on, isn't it?
He's gone the better with age.
Yeah,
As a
some
young
people
man, not
do
so
get
much.
better
But with age, he's kind of
he's one of them.
seasoned, but not my type, really. None of them is my type. But if I were going to venture into that sea, Matthew McConaughey would be first on the list.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a few others, and I can't even remember some of them, but definitely, a bit of Justin, a bit of Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds is funny as well. He's got these little one-liners that's just like, oh, yes.
To be honest,
Say it to me again, Ryan.
Nasty. I'm gonna tell Sharky.
And when he does that dance in the movie as well, it's just like, I know it's not him, but yeah, he's fun. I love him.
Yeah.
I'll dance that side. I'll definitely dance with Ryan.
Matthew McConaughey. And maybe Johnny Depp. I used to have a bike that I used to call Johnny. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Seriously.
I'm glad you said the right words there.
I'm glad you said that. Yes. I'm
Oh
glad.
God! Actually, oh my God! I didn't even think of the connotations there. Moving swiftly on. Move.
Me and HPQ, we are on form 24/7, baby. We don't turn off.
Listen, we don't turn off at all.
Oh, God.
At all. And in fact, I was, just changing it slightly since we've gone down the tone a little bit. I was talking about this in on Facebook. This is to do with Carnival, actually, and going out to the designers. Please, when you're designing an outfit, try and make a pee hole for us, because we've got this whole intricate costume on that we have to dissect and take off anytime we want to go to the toilet.
What? You can't just move things to the side a little bit?
Well, that's what everyone just said. That's why everyone came on Facebook and said, just move it to the side and
right.
just go for it.
But I'm sure it's not that simple because it has to stay in place.
Well, who pees in a straight line? I want to know.
And you got you got a shiwi.
No, I haven't. Well, I did, but I didn't bring it. But who pees in a little cap?
A
It's
little cup. A little cup that just goes over the pum pum, and then it just trickles out in the right. It
too
just
early in the
trickles out in the
morning.
right way.
It's too early in the morning.
Oh, oops, sorry, I forgot. Yeah, so you just cup it over. You just cup it over the thing there. Yeah. So you can squat, cup it over the thing, and then it just goes down in a straight line.
Yeah,
Right.
in
Go
fact,
camping and stuff
in
like
fact,
that.
here we
What,
go.
you've got
I've got
one, have you?
Yeah, it's sitting up here actually. So I normally carry it around in back. So it's like a little cup. See, that's like a little mini bath, and then the bag folds out because obviously it's more than this. You're gonna, pee into. But this is like
Oh
a
my
shiwi.
God!
Yeah, there's little packets you can carry around with you.
I've never heard of it.
just in case.
You just look.
yeah.
You look shocked. They sell them on
mortif-
Amazon. I got one when I went to Germany in 2019.
Travel John. That's what it's called. Travel John.
About Travel John.
Well, you had a bike called Johnny, so that's called a Travel John. But ain't Travel John got like towels that you can fold up
my
and
God.
thing in it? Oh, sorry, Spice, Nice and Bev. Sorry, it was it too early to say the P words. I'm sorry.
I'm
my
telling you.
God.
So my line was, yeah, you can move it to the side, but and if you have to stand up, it's just the amount of times my poor trainers have suffered. My legs of my trainers
I
have
know
suffered.
how to aim it different though.
No,
You know what I mean?
but
You bend
sometimes
down low.
no,
right?
no.
You squat.
No, but sometimes you might squat, okay? But if the bladder is extra full, it's gonna have that spraying effect. Therefore, your foot
Yeah,
get
it's
wet.
like-
Yes, okay.
It's gonna have a spray if you've been holding it for a long time.
All right,
Therefore,
all right.
me now, what up my foot?
You
I
get
walk
this
around with
Travel
PP
John
foot.
then,
No, I'm not walking with PP foot. No,
I've walked with PP foot in Carnival. I'm telling you, man. When you've had to go. It's yeah.
I went to Carnival one year, used the Portaloo once. The second time I needed to go, I said, you see that van over there? I'm going behind that van. I can't go inside that Portaloo. It was
I was
terrible.
going to say I was going to get him to cup his hands or something. Listen, Deelite, you better play a tune before this all descends into madness.
You see, this is why I can't go carnival no more. The bladder ain't what it used to be. You understand? The bladder can't haul up. When I was younger, I could pee once. I'd go in someone's doorway and pee at carnival. Yeah. But now it'd be like every bloody minute, every hour, I'd need to pee. So no, sir.
Do you know,
You know-
I went, God, we're talking about pee. I went pee twice in the whole of Carnival and all that time. Because you're dancing, you sweat it out. You
You're
almost
sweating
sweat,
out.
you sweat it
Yeah.
all out. Yeah, so twice. That's it. That's all I could manage.
No, me not. Anyway,
Spice Ned said PP foot. Yeah, we.
PP foot.
You
Yeah,
must have
man,
had PP foot.
you can't have
We've all-
PP foot.
Yeah,
No,
but
no, no.
yeah.
We've suffered from it a couple times. PP foot. You know when
Now,
you've got to go and
if I'd have known about the travel, John.
listen.
No, it's called a she. If you want to buy one, look on Amazon. She-wee or she-pee. Yeah.
Oh,
She
Travel
will,
John.
she
You
will,
know,
innit?
I also had one of those funnels. I did have it. I don't know where it is again, but it's made of like silicone, and it's like a bigger cup than this, depending on your size, right? And it covers it over, and there's a long funnel, so the funnel goes into whatever orifice
Yeah.
or
Okay.
Orifice,
bowl.
yeah.
Orifice, you know.
Oh, sorry, it's not orifice. Oh dear. Whatever bowl
It's
or
descending continuously, D.
Listen,
Honestly.
I think you should play a track. I think you should
You
play a
know
track.
what?
I think you
No,
should
no,
take
this is
us off.
too funny, man. I like this conversation. You know. Listen, but then when you got the shiwi though, you got to take your disinfectant wipes because
Yes.
obviously just in case any spillage, you got to have that so you can wipe your hand at least, and then you wipe the shiwi and then you put it back in a little bag and put it in your little satchel, you know. Okay. I'm just saying.
Okay, then.
The things us ladies have to do, honestly. The things we have
Meanwhile,
to carry.
a man just stand up and point it.
And even then, sometimes that don't go too righted, you know?
No, especially if you've got liquor in the system. Spice Nice says, you ladies are so funny when you're together. Sheepy. Yes, it's called a sheepy or a shiwi. Yeah. That is us. But you know me, Spice, yeah. When I get on something, I can milk it and just laugh. This has just made me laugh. I love this side of HPQ and Lady B. You know, there's too much seriousness and sadness going on in the world. Let's have a little laugh, man.
Yeah, actually, you are right. You know, it's good to.
You got to.
All right,
but these are things that do happen, you know. I'm only talking the truth. Talking
Yeah,
the truth,
It's
man.
real life,
Gotta talk
real
your
life
truth.
things. Yeah.
And the thing is, sharing is caring. See, Lady B never knew about it, but
I
she
never
knows
knew.
now.
Now
and
I
I'm
do. I'm
sure
going
there's
to
people
invest in
inside
one.
the chat rooms
I'm
there
telling you,
didn't know nothing.
real life situations. Remember I talked about the wire metal bit coming out of my bra, and I had to use a bit of orange peel to protect
Yeah.
myself because I had nothing else around because
Yeah.
it kept stabbing me. You know, things
Oh,
we
but-
got to do as a woman.
Before I play the track, though, what about your portable toilet?
What about?
Do you remember you had that portable, the thing that would fold up like a concertina, and then you opened it to wee wee? Have you heard?
Listen.
Have you seen her portable toilet?
Listen. I got
No.
this. I sent it back actually because I didn't use it, but I wish I kept it. It's
Okay.
like this little square box. It literally folds up, right? And you could just carry it with you. And what you do is that you put it down, and then you almost like put a bag in the middle, and it's got a toilet seat on it. So you could like pee in the bag, you just empty the bag into the grass or wherever you are. But it's a great item to carry around. I don't know why I sent it back. I should reorder that really.
Right, there you go. Portable toilets.
Yes,
and the fir-
I would get that. A portable
yeah,
toilet.
listen, it would save you messing up your footwear and your foot.
Does it make
That's
you?
what I'm
Does
saying.
it enable you to sit down, or do you have to squat still?
No. You
You
can
sit down. It's got a proper. It had a proper toilet seat.
So you
I
can
remember-
just
I remember
sit down
HPQ showing
and do
me.
your thing. That's really good.
And one of the reasons why I had it on my notes to kind of speak about peeing, right? And the way that women have to pee. When you go into the workplace or use any kind of toilets, right? Do you stand up and pee? Do you
Yes.
hover or do you sit down?
I hover.
Hover.
Every time,
Yeah.
Yep.
Unless
of course.
I'm very pressed for a number 2, and I can't hold it till I get home.
Now I have
Then
to hold it.
Then
I have to
I would
hold it
have to
up.
put tissue around the seat and sit down and balance.
Well, you know what? In saying
you
that,
actually,
I understand.
hold on 1 second. So you put tissue around the seat and you still balance?
No, when I say I balance, I sit down on it and balance
okay.
on the seat. Yeah.
Okay.
If I need,
okay.
do you understand? If I can't hold it, most of the time I'd rather hold because
Yes.
I would hate for me to be coming out and somebody to be coming in and they pick up.
I
the
don't business.
stench.
It has to come out. Me
But
now
if
carry
it-
that load.
But if it have to come, it have to come. So I will. If I have to sit down, I
No.
would have to do some cleaning
No.
and thing.
No.
And then, yeah.
You
I
see
will.
Me not
me?
carry that load.
You see me, yeah? I've been caught at work.
wanna carry
I've been
that
caught.
load.
I ain't even gonna lie. I've been caught at work before, right? Me have one heap of junk in my trunk, and I'm like, nah, man, me can't wait until 5 o'clock for finish before I go
Listen,
home.
listen.
So rather than go to the toilets that's nearest to me, I go upstairs in the building, lace the toilet with a tissue,
Right. Yeah.
block up for them toilet, and
Yes.
walk out all nice and pretty. That's what you have to do.
Listen, I don't know about this. I wear tights and shoes and everything. I can't do this hovering thing. I can't do it. Right? If
No,
I
I
go
have
to the
to hover.
toilet, no, but I have a ritual. I have to. I literally go in with my hand sanitizer gel. I have
Yeah.
tissues. I wipe down toilet, and then I put tissues all around it, and then I go pee. Because the worst thing I hate is when you want to go to the toilet and there's pee all over the seat. It's just no need for it.
No, not
you
especially
clean
for
it.
ladies.
Then you clean it.
And
before you
that's
leave
what. And the
place.
reason is because people are hovering over the toilet seat and then don't clean up after themselves for the next somebody
Oh,
that's
no, I
coming
clean
in.
up after myself. If it's
I
wet
clean
when I
up.
go in there, I probably won't use it.
I have to
Bree
clean up.
Dimples, do you hover or do you sit on the seat? Spice Nice, do you hover or do you sit on the seat? I sit, man. I don't care. I
Spice
sit.
Nice says she hovers. She doesn't sit on the toilet at work. Yes, put toilet paper around the seat. This is what you do.
Yeah.
The only time I've had to sit down when I pee is when I bust my knee and I was on crutches. I couldn't hover. So me, I feel
That would have been some kind of ninja kind of looking
Listen,
thing.
that would have been my. Listen, that would have been like, nah. So,
Some praying mantis move, you know?
yeah, exactly. So, like you do, you lace up the toilet with a paper, right? Do what you have to do, and then you put all that paper, because a lot of paper. I'm not having the one
It is a
ply
lot of
leak
paper.
through me. So you take the paper off and you fling it in the sanitary bin, and then you go back your merry way.
Do you know, I'm calling for stand-up toilets for women. Something that you can just like stand
you
over, that
can
goes
stand
in
over.
between
You
your
can-
legs.
You
Yeah?
don't stand over, you straddle.
Oh, sorry, you
But
straddle.
yeah, but you
Straddle,
know, have you
yeah.
ever been like,
yeah.
where was it I went? Somewhere in foreign, where they don't actually have the toilets, they actually have the hole, so you have to hover.
Yeah.
I think it was Italy. Is it Italy?
You will find them in. You would find them.
I went to the
Ah,
Gambia. The
Yeah,
Gambia
Dominica
was
for
like
me.
that.
You
I had to
find
do that
them-
in Dominica.
You would
Yeah.
find them in very rural places, in Europe. You find them in Africa. Even when I went to Dubai, when I went in the airport in Dubai, they had your standard WC that you can sit on, but they also had the one that you can squat, because some people prefer that.
I tell
And
you,
it is said that when you're doing a number two, you should be squatting. That's the natural position for a number two.
This is why you've got to do your squats on a daily. What?
This is you should
natural
be
position.
squatting.
I can't imagine sit like this.
Yeah.
Don't kill me, please. Don't kill me this morning. Do not kill me
it's
this
true.
morning,
It's
please.
true.
Who
please.
knew
honestly.
a conversation about PP would take a good 10 minutes out of the show? But you know what? I have to say, it's been hilarious. This is why I love you, ladies.
Oh,
We
God.
got to do this again, you know.
So,
Just find
Mish-
the weirdest
We
topic to
should
talk about.
we should do at least once a month.
Yeah.
Give Sharky
But we
DJ a
keep
break
saying we're gonna
once
do-
a month. We must.
But we keep saying we're going to do these things once a month. We're even going to link up once a month, and it still ain't happened. But
Marie B. Dimples
just
says
so
she.
you're aware, I'm in Wolves on Friday, so you know
She's coming up to the walls.
I'm coming up to the Wolves. I'm going to be in the
Okay.
area.
okay. Well, I'm working this weekend, so me not see you.
You're working for okay, but this conversation has been a bit too much. But yeah,
No, it's
yeah,
been great.
this standing up stuff is not for me.
Get
It's
up,
not for me
stand
at
up.
all. No, no.
Stand up
So
when
Spice
you
Nice
pee.
says, so no slash in France. You have a Hoover.
You have to hover. Yeah, man.
You have to hover. Okay, hover. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
And Miss Sugar Sweet says all this sounds like hard work. It is to go toilet comfortably. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah,
But,
man.
you
Being
know-
a lady is hard work, man. Do you know what I'm
It is,
saying?
actually.
And like HPQ said, the time when her wire did bust out in her brassiere and she used orange peel. Who would have thought orange peel?
Nobody. But she was eating an
Orange
orange, and she
peel.
got creative.
I got creative, man.
Yeah.
But you got creative. You see, this happened to me recently too. My wire came out. I'm walking down a road in London. I just take out the wire and I fling it. But then
Well,
the
that's
titty
what
was
I would do.
lopsided.
Yeah.
It was when you got a big titty and they're lopsided. One is up north and the other is down south. No. You just have to walk like this, hunch up. So, no one can see that they're mismatched. You get me? Anyway, on that note, let me play it. All right, we've got just under 30 minutes left of this show. We've had some great news. We've had some debates. We've had a laugh.
Yeah.
Now, let's see what the final furlong is going to hold for us.
Yes.
HPQ, what you have for us?
What's
What
the
you
final
got?
furlong? Well, you know what? Talking about toilet habits.
Oh, Lord.
And no. And on TikTok, you got people that do a variety of trends. I don't know what it is that people want to copy influencers or content creators, as they called in the new fad that's coming out. Now, two health experts have spoken out after an influencer went viral for revealing she puts her own poo on her face as part of a beauty trend. Yeah. Now, we've got things like snail facials and vampire facials. I think I showed all sorts of facials that people are trying to do. But there's another beauty trend which an influencer is champion. And that is putting your own feces onto your face. If you thought the world couldn't get any more bizarre, yes, there's a TikTok video of her doing that. Now, she's saying it's the craziest thing she's done in her life. But apparently, after storing some of it in her fridge, getting it out and popping it on her face.
She put it in her fridge.
She put it in the... how did she store it, first of all? I don't know how she stored it. All of this is just too weird for me. But she stored it in the fridge. Let's take out that part of the story. I don't even want to know how she did that. But she's saying that using it as a mask can actually be great for your skin. She said her skin has stopped flaking and it's in much better condition, which is absolute rubbish. Because it's dangerous to put that in your face. It's feces. It's at the end of life. It contains all sorts of bacteria that your body doesn't want and expels it in the form of the way that it comes out. So that
means all the sweet corn she didn't digest is on her face.
The sweet corn, the carrots,
all on her face.
The greens and the broccoli, everything is going all on her face. So,
wow.
The health experts are saying applying it to your face can introduce, like I said, they contain bacteria, viruses, parasites, especially if you've eaten pork. And they can cause serious infections and diseases. So please don't do everything you see on TikTok.
I think she's a liar. She's not really doing that. She's done that for likes and for following, to get her following up.
Listen, there's lots of people that do lots of things
She's a
for
liar.
likes and following. I've seen all sorts of things that people are trying to do.
It's
She's a liar.
crazy. But what would possess you to go and do in a pan and say, oh, let me just rub it in like it's oil of Ulay? You know what I'm saying? That makes no sense.
The thing is, right, when you have to do a stool sample to take it to the lab or the doctors, whatever, even when you put it in that little bottle and you put it in a bag, you can still smell it. How's she putting that in her fridge? And who's eating her food?
Me. Listen, I'd be like, you're right, shit face, and that's what I would call her. All right, shit face, and then just leave it at that. But then I've always wondered how, when people say they drink their own urine,
I've heard about that one.
What makes you think? Let me pee in a glass and just glug it down. It just
and
come
drink
out
some
of you.
ammonia.
Glug it down. It don't make no sense.
No, please don't. I think in survival situations only would I be forced to drink my own urine.
If there was no water.
Survival situations only.
Yeah.
But people drink all sorts of things, hun.
But this is what I'm saying. But me not drink no wee wee. No, if I'm not drinking
what
milk,
do you drink?
What if I don't drink milk? Why would I even gonna drink wee wee? You know
but
what I'm
in
saying?
a survival situation, though, Dee,
you have to.
If there's no water and you were so
I'd rather lick the ground.
If there's no water on the ground.
Chew a leaf.
Well, okay,
Drink
I could hear that.
wee-wee.
I might do. I can't say that I will because I'm not in that situation, but I might give it a thought.
I'll do what I've got to do to survive. You know me. Yeah. I've got to do what I've got to do to survive. I'll drink pee.
No. That's why I always carry
and then
a
come back and give Sharky
me.
a big kiss.
Listen, I would walk. That's why I always walk in water. But you see now, if Sharky was here, could you imagine him talking about pee and doodoo or
I,
that?
I'm not
No.
sure it will get this low.
I'm telling you, he would go nuts. He'll start thinking about who's listening in. He'll be censoring the content, all
Yeah,
sorts.
exactly.
He'll replay the show tomorrow and be like, "What did you guys do? What did you descend into?"
Well, Sharky, if you are going to watch the replay, all I'm going to say is, I didn't mean to lower the tone. It wasn't me, it was them.
It wasn't me.
Remember, these two ladies are older than me. I'm the young one.
Ah.
I was easily led.
Oh.
Listen. Kelsa P says, drinking your own urine can be only for survival and needs to be processed right before consumption.
There
Miss
you
Sugar
go.
Sweet says you can cleanse that by boiling it.
What? So Miss Sugar Sweet, you tried it? You tried it before? You boil it
You
down?
boil it down.
But it's
put
true,
couple,
you know.
Put couple.
Oh,
God, put a bay leaf in it.
and some herbs like some thyme and ting.
Some thyme and parsley, bit of garlic, some ginger,
You know,
soy sauce.
But if you're lost in the woods or something, you know what I mean. But gosh, poor Sharky. Tomorrow I'm gonna make your show be proper. Don't worry, babe. We're not gonna lower the tone, babe. Do you know what I mean? It will be here for you when you return. Okay,
Oh my God.
it will be here.
God.
Don't be surprised if I pop in and make that thing go low. All right. Don't be shocked. I might just
You're more
pop
than
in.
welcome, baby. girl.
Oh dear, it's gone low. It's gone low. But just to bring
turmeric. Jack's happy said and turmeric. Oh God.
I could go on adding spices, but let's just stop there.
Yeah.
Let's change up the tone, people. Let's clean up the show just for 1 second now. I spotted this on Twitter the other day. Mario Balotelli, ex-footballer, put on a post actually, which gave us food for thought. And we always talk about this in communities anyway, about all of us trying to come together and do something for us as our people. So I'm going to just read this out, what he actually wrote. And he said, "I challenge all African football players to raise money with me to leave Europe and build stadiums in Africa and develop our youth. We have money and we can build at least 5 international stadiums in each country and sign an agreement stipulating that no player will be exported to Africa or Europe again. Sorry, that's a misspelt there. Here in Africa, they will play under the love of their brothers and sisters with no one shouting insult phrases at them in the stands, like what happens in English football and European football. We are more talented and we can raise the quality of our champion league and the level of the leagues. We have great talents, but they are not appreciated abroad."
Well, I'm inclined to agree to a certain point, and to remove that sort of thing will remove the colonial influence, because a lot of people who live in Africa think that the West is best.
Yeah.
And I find it so annoying and so irritating, to be honest, because the West is not best. You know, there's a lot of ills going on. We've spoken about some of them this morning, and there's more that we could even talk about, but not today. So, yes, he has a good point there. I agree.
Yeah. And, you know, it kind of got me thinking when I saw that article, and I'm looking at athleticism and looking at our black athletes and how we excel in sports, and kind of got me thinking, how comes we excel in sports so much, you know? And they're saying that it's because we've got a higher percentage of fast twitch muscle fibers, which allow for better athletic performance. That's in black people. So it's intrinsic in us to be that strong. And it's just a shame that we don't use it always to our advantage. Just a food for thought.
I'm going to say something very controversial here as well.
Ooh.
And you can Google it if you like. But it is also said, I've seen it on Google, that people of a darker hue are the only human beings that do not have the DNA of Neanderthal. Every other race does. We're the only ones who don't. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And I think, gosh, I did a show about this quite a few years ago, and I can't remember what it's called, mitochondria something, where we can trace ourselves back to one person,
Yes.
and that person happens to be a black person.
Yeah.
mitochondrial Eve or something it's
Mito-
called. Mitochondrial Eve, I think it's called. Yeah, if we trace our genealogy back for all of human race, it can be traced back to one gene, which is the Eve gene, and she's supposed to be black as well.
And those of us who have remained like this is because we've not had the infiltration of the Neanderthal DNA in us. You know.
Only the ginger ones.
Spice Nice says, "Love you're not." Don't start. See now. See?
Sorry. I'm just, you know, it was a heavy tone, you know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh, my
sorry.
God.
Spice Nice says, "Love your knowledge, Lady B," and Sugar Sweet says, "Sharky, forgive us, forgive us." What's that tune? Forgive them, Lord. Oh,
Forgive
forgive
them,
them.
they know not
They
what
know
they
not
do.
what they do.
Well,
You should
I
play
should
that as an
find that
outro.
tune.
Yeah, please. I love
me
that
find
track.
that.
Find that track. That should be our outro tune, man. We need to be forgiven today. Forgive us for all our
You
sins
lot
today,
do.
people.
You two do.
What?
You know, you just influenced me and just led me on this
And led you
path
astray.
that I shouldn't
And
be
led you
going on.
astray.
Yeah.
G-Force says we're better athletes because we're used to running from the police.
Oh gosh. G-force.
Oh God, you guys are cracking me up today. Oh my gosh. Well, listen, I've got probably about 5 minutes before the end of the show, before I've got to leave. But just one other thing I kind of want to talk about very quickly is that what did I want to talk about? So, what's his name that owns Ryanair? Michael O'Leary. He said he's tired of all the drunken louts coming onto his plane. They're half cut, they abuse the staff, and they want to have more drinks. And he wants to limit everyone coming onto his airlines down to 2 drinks only.
Oh no.
Yeah. He wants it on there. People have to show their booking pass, and there only should be allowed 2 drinks because he kind of wants to curb drinking. Now, obviously, everyone's going absolutely crazy, saying, "Do what? Already,
But you can bring your drinks onto a plane. What the hell? They can't
this
take
is
your
it.
drinks from you.
Well, what if they start doing that? And it depends what drinks you take onto the plane. If it's your duty free, it has to be sealed.
Yeah, but then
Remember?
you can open it. You can
unseal
open
it
Some.
in the when you sit down.
Some of the international flights take your duty free and you get it back at the other end, and others you
Really?
can buy.
I've never had that before, ever.
Yeah.
And I always buy drinks in duty free.
Wow.
Mm.
Maybe it was years since I've flown, but a couple of times where I've tried to carry duty free alcohol, it's been said you can pick it up at the other end. Because
Is
if
it?
people were buying their drinks in duty free to drink on the flights, the airlines wouldn't make any money. Also.
I bring duty free on the plane all the time. I don't open
Well.
them because I don't have to. I buy them for specific reasons. If I'm going raving abroad or something like that, I bring my.
But they're
Yeah.
trying to police. They're trying to police a lot of things. So
Yeah.
minimize your drinks before going on a flight. Yeah, people will buy a litre of Jack Daniels and down
And
it before
down
they
it
get on the
before
plane
they
and be
get on the
rowdy
plane. Yeah.
And it's a bit like when you go to some of these raves and parties. Now, I'm all in for helping out the promoter and having a good time, but I'm sick and tired of drinks costing like £12 a time for a glass
know,
of
it's
something.
For a glass of rubbish, and even the
Yeah.
wine is probably vinegar. You know.
Like Echo Falls. When I get served Echo Falls and someone wants to charge me £10, I have to look at them. I'd rather not drink it. But you can't charge me £10 for a glass for a $4.99 bottle of wine. Absolutely
Where was it we
no
went
way.
that they were trying to charge £27 for a bottle of wine, red wine? I can't remember. We went somewhere and they were trying to charge £27 for a rank bottle of wine, you know.
I can't remember where it was. It might have been somewhere in South London if my memory recalls me straight. But yeah, it was a very rank bottle of wine, £27. So I get really upset, and I get really upset if I go to places like I can't remember where I went out. I think it was DJ Legs' birthday or something like that, and it was rum, brandy, Bacardi, vodka. No red wine. None whatsoever.
Oh, I know. I remember that party. I know which party it was, that one.
Yeah. So I had to have some Prosecco.
You can
Spice
be
Nice
like me.
Well, Spice Nice, like your dear self, says, I don't drink. I'm so happy I don't drink. I drink water, and I get upset. I'm not going to use the words there. I get upset paying £2 or £3. Yeah,
Well,
even that.
Exactly, just for
Even that,
water. You
yeah.
know, £2-3 just for a bottle of water. And the worst thing is when the water is warm. That is what upsets me. Do you know what I mean? When the
And
water
it's a small
is
bottle as
warm.
well. It's not a big bottle. It's a small one.
One little susu buckle they won't give you.
Mhm.
No. It's mad. But you see, you're talking about them wanting to limit drinks onto the plane. What about this now? No smoking outside in pubs and gardens. You know what I mean? How do you think that's going to work out?
Why
Because
don't they
pubs
just
are
stop
already
selling
closing
cigarettes
already.
altogether?
Pubs
selling
are
it.
closing already. How are they going to manage if you can't smoke in the garden?
Well,
Yeah.
that's the uproar. They're saying that the government has already taken away significant chunks of their money with parking, traffic, prices of food, alcohol, all sorts of driving customers away. And I think, you're never going to eradicate smokers. And it's not smoking that kills. The number one killer is alcohol.
Yep.
But you don't see them banning alcohol. They rather ban smoking. And to be honest with you, they need to get rid of vapes a lot
Yeah.
quicker than they do cigarettes. Vapes is causing a lot more damage. They have higher nicotine content in some of those vapes, those sweet ones that they smoke. And the amount of young people I see with those vapes is ridiculous. They're
It's
like sweet
ridiculous.
shops. They're like sweet shops that are open for anyone to walk in and smoke. So how can you legally sell those amounts of nicotine and then tell a young person they've got to wait till they're over 18 to
It
buy a
doesn't make
vape?
it doesn't make any sense. But for me, with the
taxes.
smoking thing, they say about go outside and smoke. But what annoys me as a non-smoker now is when they're standing right outside the door and you have to go walk through a plume of smoke to go outside. Move away from the door. That would be my only bugbear. Do you know what I mean? Don't smoke by the door, but go anywhere in the car park, in the garden, down the road, but move from the door.
Because they've got the cigarettes ashtrays, so you can actually smell the cigarettes there. Even if no one's there, you can smell the essence of smoke. And I think the last time I said, in my early days when I used to be an air stewardess, the days when smoking was allowed on the planes, and I used to work and this is when they moved it to the back of the planes. By then it used to be anywhere on the plane, and then it was at the back, and woe betide if you worked the back shift at the back of the plane, because you come home and you stunk of cigarettes and your voice went and everything. So that was a good thing I thought about banning cigarettes on planes, definitely, and on buses and trains and things like that, because for the people that don't smoke, it isn't fair. It isn't fair to inconvenience other people, and I do believe people should go outside. But banning it from outside, no. Secure spaces away from doorways, yes.
Yeah, they can't police it from out, for banning outside, but just move away from the doors. Do you know what I'm saying? Because, myself, could be my granddaughter, we're walking through that plume of smoke and it's like, but the thing is, us ex-smokers, we're the worst ones. We're the ones that are always cussing and making noise. Do you know what I mean? But I've given up whole heap of years now, but no, I can't. No, I can't abide it, man.
Oh. Well, listen, I've had a fabulous show today. I've got to get myself ready to go and do my next task here, so I've got to jump off. I'm going to leave it in the capable hands of your dear self, Deelite. Thank you so much for today. And, of course, my wonderful friend, Lady B here.
Yeah, man.
Bringing the tone down with some of the stuff that she's talking about. Can't believe we spoke a whole hour nearly on pee, but that's how it goes on the Breakfast Flight Show. Thank you, ladies.
I can't wait for Sharky to listen back to all this show, because you're gonna get one. He ain't gonna cuss you, but he's gonna look at you differently. He's
sideways.
Gonna look at you sideways now. Yeah, he's gonna look at you sideways.
Yeah. If he starts hearing marriage proposals, he should worry. Sharky, will you marry me tomorrow, please? Let's just go. Let's just get married. Yeah, let's go now.
Don't worry about the prenup.
He's going to make you sign a prenup. He's going to say,
Don't worry
prenup,
about
prenup.
the prenup.
Listen, I've got my own cash as well. I just want more.
You see? Craven.
I just want more.
Craven.
Anyway, listen. Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. I'm going to crash out of here. We will see you guys on again. Remember, early 7 a.m. all the way up until 10 a.m. tomorrow. Lady B says she's going to come and crash on proceedings tomorrow, so you'll see us all over again. We'll have some videos this time. Some interesting
Okay.
videos I've got, ladies.
Oh dear.
Okay, I'm gonna play that "Forgive Them" tune as my last tune. But I'm gonna play a couple. I'm gonna play a couple of Studio One before I play that one because I can't just play that one by itself. So I'm gonna play a couple Studio One and play "Forgive Them" as my last tune. All right.
Thank you,
Then we're all gonna
ladies.
head over to DJ Pablo Mix's stream and then listen to the breakfast mix. All right.
Yay.
So
All right.
thank you, HPQ. See you in the morning.